He referenced a gangbang. Hey, it's Sue.
And Megan in the restricted section.
And today we're going to do a Toil-and-Trouble-a-Thon Wrap Up.
Yes! This is a fun, like, witchy readathon that Jordan from the Bookie Babe decided to put on. So it was from the 2nd to the 16th, and there were 5 challenges, and they were all witch-themed.
And we helped co-host the readathon along with Elizabeth Tyree from over at Soul Stained Ink.
Yes.
And Jen from Batman Reads Books.
Yes.
And Jordan, of course. Yeah, so we'll link all them down below. You should go check them out. They're all cool ladies.
They're pretty awesome.
And while we're doing our wrap-up, we're going to drink one of my favorite beers. One of my favorite summer beer, which is Porch Rocker.
From Sam Adams.
From Sam Adams. It's so refreshing.
It is crisp and refreshing. Cheers.
It tastes lemony.
Lemony fresh.
Lemony fresh. I wish they had it longer. It's seasonal. And they always get rid of it before the end of the summer. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I want some fucking Porch Rocker.
It's a goddamn Porch Rocker.
Anyway, so let's see how we did with the readathon.
Let's do this.
So the first challenge was to watch a witch movie.
And I think we both did this one.
Yeah. We both completed this one.
Yeah. I watched The Craft, which I had never seen before, and I don't know how I missed it, but I loved it. It was like campy 90s movie, and I loved it so much. And it was kind of like a dark 90s version of Mean Girls, if they were real scary.
Yeah. I need to rewatch that. It's been since I was probably in high school that I've watched The Craft. But I decided to watch The Blair Witch Project, which is a movie that I somehow had never seen before. And I had pretty low expectations because I heard most people said it was terrible, but I actually kind of liked it.
Did you?
I did. I feel like it was really well done. Like, I definitely understand why people thought it was real.
Yeah, I mean, the footage looks like...
Yeah, it seems real. And I mean, if it had been much longer, it probably would have gotten really annoying. Yeah. And that girl was really annoying.
Oh my god.
She was pretty obnoxious in it. But yeah, I mean, if I had gone to the theater not knowing that it wasn't real, it probably would have freaked me out.
That's fair. Yeah, I thought that part of the end, like the basement, was creepy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't like, I didn't find it scary now watching it. But I thought it was pretty decent. Like, I don't think I'd like want to watch it over and over again or anything, but that was well done.
Maybe I'll rewatch it. I haven't seen it since like soon after it came out. Alright, so the next challenge was read a book with witch in the title.
And I believe that we both failed this challenge.
We both did.
I read part of America Bewitched by Owen Davies, which is a nonfiction book about witchcraft in America after the Salem witch trials. And I only got, right now I'm at like, let's see, I'm on page 84 now, but at the end of the readathon I was on like 51, I think. And it just, the information is interesting, and I've learned some new stuff that, I didn't know before about witches. But it's really dry, and I just kept finding that every time I would go to read it, I would like fall asleep. I don't know, but I'm gonna probably try to finish it because it's actually not that long. It looks long, but the last like 50 pages at least are just notes. So it's only like 220 some pages long. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish it. And I think that like it's a book that I'll probably like be glad I read in the end because I'll probably learn a lot from it, but it's not something that I could like read really quickly. You know what I mean? It wasn't a good choice for a readathon.
That's fair. I read about a page of The Witches of Eastwick by John Updike because I have just been like, I mentioned, I think in one of my other videos recently that I've had like a reading slump. So I've had a hard time being like motivated to read, and so, plus I kind of slogged through Practical Magic, to be honest, and so by the time I got to Witches of Eastwick, I was like, So like I read about a page of it and was like, I'm done. And then I got sick and didn't read
Yeah.
while I was sick. But so I didn't read much of that at all.
All right, so the third challenge was to read a fairy tale with a witch in it.
And I read The Little Mermaid it was Hans Christian Andersen did that, like the original version. And that was super short and it was really good. It wasn't quite as like dark as I had thought it was going to be. Like It still ended on a positive note.
And I read Susan. I still don't know how to pronounce this. I tried to look it up and it's like not a real name. It was like couldn't find it anywhere.
It's made up.
Susan. But this is a Snow White retelling, so I decided to count it as a fairy tale with a witch in it.
Yeah.
And I think the evil queen's basically a witch.
I would say.
And this, it's a Snow White retelling, but from the dwarves' perspective. And I went into this with pretty low expectations as well because it had a really low rating on Goodreads, but it only had 7 ratings, which I feel isn't a very good, sampling.
Right.
But it had like a 2.4 star rating. But again, I was actually pleasantly surprised because I actually liked this book.
That's good.
And I think like part of what maybe helped me like it is that the author's son left a comment about the book on Goodreads that said it was a Freudian Snow White. So I was like, all the weird sexual stuff in it, I was like, all right, because there's some weird sexual thing. So there's no 7 dwarf gangbang.
Okay.
However, they do reference that. I gotta find that and read it.
God.
Because I laughed in the first fucking chapter.
That's hilarious.
In the first chapter, one of the dwarves says, because the dwarves have like visions, and so they see that, or some of the dwarves, not all of them, so they see that she's coming. They see that Susan, aka Snow White,
right,
is going to be coming there, and they're not happy about it because they have like a bad reputation. Like humans think that dwarves will like steal their women because there are no female dwarves anymore. Something happened. They never really explain exactly what happened there, but there's like no female dwarves, so if they want to procreate, they would have to do it with humans. So humans think they're gonna like kidnap their women and
procreate,
whatever. But one of the dwarves says, "We'll be blamed for keeping this girl. 7 against 1, some kind of gang approach to procreation."
Oh my
yeah,
God.
so that made me laugh. But I mean, this book it's really dark. It doesn't really. It has like a hopeful ending, I'd say, but some really dark, sad stuff happens. I actually kind of like teared up.
Really?
I really did.
Hey.
But it was pretty good, I thought. Like, I don't know why everyone gave us such a terrible rating. Maybe they were expecting like a happy, fun fairy tale,
And it was like dark sexual stuff.
Got this like disturbing, creepy, weird book. But I like disturbing, creepy, and weird.
Hey, that's like the perfect trifecta.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. I gave it like 3.5 stars, I think. Because it's not like some masterful work of literature or anything, but I liked it.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, hey, not bad for a book I bought because it had your name on it, kind of.
Yeah. And I brought the rating up from a 2.4 to a 2.6.
You did your good deed. You're a good Samaritan.
Because now it has 8 ratings.
Now it has 8 ratings. Well, look at you. The 4th challenge is review a book in the guise of a fortune teller.
And we did that.
We did.
We reviewed Exit West. We'll link the video below if you want to check it out.
Yeah. We did our best fortune teller impressions and
Yeah.
tried to channel Miss Cleo a little bit.
And then the last challenge was to read the first book that comes to mind when you hear the word witch.
And so I read Practical Magic.
Not good.
I was just really lukewarm about it. It was fine, but I had kind of a hard time getting through it because it's about these sisters who grow up with their aunts, and I mean, it's a movie, you guys all know what it's about. And they grow up and they're kind of estranged, and then something happens to the younger sister that brings her back into the older sister's life. And so I guess it was just different than what I was expecting because it was more of like a love story Like,
I see.
There was a lot of, like, I guess the whole thing necessarily wasn't a love story, but it was, like, heavily focused on the love lives of the sisters. I don't care.
Yeah, the movie's not as heavily focused on that, is it?
I don't remember. I haven't seen the movie in a long time. But yeah, it's all of, like, they see all these women coming to their aunts for help with love and, like, vow that they're never going to be like that. Well, then, of course, they both fall in love, and tragedy befalls them each in different ways. And
wasn't that, like, a curse on their family? Or that's the way it was in the movie, anyway.
I don't think the love thing is, but, like, everyone is afraid of them in the book, like, because they're known to be weird and witchy, and so people are afraid of them. But, yeah, so it just wasn't like what I was expecting, and so I've seen the movie, but it's been so long that I didn't really remember the movie very well.
It's been a long time since I've seen it too.
Yeah, I was pretty lukewarm about it.
And I read The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. I'm sure you guys all know what this one's about. It's a classic book and a classic iconic movie. And I liked this. I gave it 4 stars. It is much more juvenile than I was expecting. Like, it's probably for, like, pretty young kids. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. There are some differences in the book than in the movie, but yeah, like, one of the main differences is that the Wicked Witch actually does not play that big of a role in this book. Not really. Huh. Yeah, she's only in, like, 2 or 3 chapters. So that was interesting. Yeah. But yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
And that is a really adorable copy.
It is. I love these
super
editions of these books. They're so cute.
So cute.
All right, so that's how we did at Toil-and-Trouble-a-Thon.
Yeah.
If you guys participated, let us know how it went for you guys.
Yeah, let us know what you did for the challenges and what you think.
Yeah. It was a fun readathon, I think.
I think it was.
I'm pretty disappointed in myself that there was only 5 challenges and we had 2 weeks. Still didn't complete them all.
I know.
I don't think I've ever completed all the challenges for a readathon.
Really?
I don't think so.
Have I? I want to say I have for one readathon, but...
I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with myself too, because I was like, really, Megan, you couldn't get it together to read, like, 2 books, basically?
I had to read 3 books in 2 weeks, which I've been in kind of a slump too. Like, I just hadn't been in the mood for reading, and I was, like, tired. Like, I wasn't going to bed soon enough, and it's like when you're tired and you start reading, you just conk out.
Yeah.
Like, that just happens.
It's a fact of life.
So a lot of times I'd try to read and then I'd just get way too sleepy or wouldn't be able to keep my eyes open and be like,
crash out.
Can't do it.
Yeah, when I was sick, I just really didn't. I had, like, a bunch of sinusy things going on, so my head was hurting and I didn't feel like reading. So instead, I watched garbage television. So,
should we revisit our beer? I mean, I love it.
It's very crisp and refreshing and lemony and delicious.
If you want, like, a light summer beer and you like lemons.
Yeah. It's hot outside. Porch Rocker.
Love it.
Love it. Very good. So that is it for us today. There's going to be some links down below where you can find us elsewhere on social media.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do.
Do it. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.